Week number 4, Golden T-Mobile semifinal matchup trying to get into the World Championship in Las Vegas, Nevada 2021. Hi, everybody. This is Chad Trump, and this is Blav, Brian Lavoie, San Diego, California, battling Calzone, Matt Calderone, the son of Maryland. And these two will play a 9-hole match, and we are on Pine Coast on the back 9, and we are off and running, and Calderone cannot get it to the green, so Calzone will have a chip for eagle. This is a drivable par 5 under a lot of conditions. This one is a tough one. Let's see if Blav can get it there, and he can. He will have a chip for double eagle right off the bat. Matt will have a chip for eagle, which he just skirts by the hole. Big chip here for Blav. Drains it. Double eagle from the jump. Takes a quick 2-stroke lead on Matt. So we have drama early on Pine Coast back 9. This course can play tough. There's several holes. 16 can play very difficult with wind. 17 can be a tough par 3. 18 can be a fool's game trying to get to the green. It's a tough one, so we will see what happens. You're never out of this, especially on this course. So Calzone will keep his wits about him, and Blav will try to continue applying pressure as he does, and usually it's early and usually it's often, and it is today. So here's Blav into this par 4, throwing a sniper up, letting the wind bring it in. Is it enough? Oh, yes, it is. It's enough, and it's great shot points. Almost 10,000 of them, so early, Brian Lavoie has come out swinging. Look at this one. Lets it ride the wind ever so nicely. Look at that line coming down on the Godlight. Almost drops in the cup. Probably a 2-foot putt. Now let's see what Matt can do. Matt's going to try to bring this one back. Let's see if he can get a stroke back. This takes a big hop. Will it go in? Nope. Just a little short, so it hops all the way back. Probably have a 10-footer. This is a 14-foot putt. No problem. Birdie. And Blav will chip or sink this little putt. And he still has a 2-stroke advantage after 2 holes thanks to the double eagle on 16. Here's another one of those tricky shots. If you don't play the wind properly, Blav does. Lands it right over the sand. This one you just have to get just high enough to clear the top of this and let it feed down to the green. Both players play it very smartly. Intelligent shots. Downhill putts. Perfectly done for Brian. Now Matt will have an eagle putt, which he drains. And we move on to hole number 13. We've played 3. 2-stroke lead for Brian Lavoie. Blav, as you know him and have gotten to know him over the last couple of seasons. The last couple of years trying to qualify for Worlds, and we have our first mistake by Brian. He is in a sand trap. He will not be able to get to this green in 2. Let's see what Calzone can do. He's going to go a different direction. He goes to the right side. Safely navigates away from the sand traps. Brian's going to have to lay up on top. Now, his game is so sharp that he could possibly hold this one for eagle from the fairway, but not likely. Let's see what Calzone can do. Maniacs into this green, and is it enough? Yes, it certainly is. Rides the slope of the green, takes that gentle left slope, and he's going to have a pretty easy eagle putt. Let's see if Brian can make this from the fairway. Throwing a jab up there pretty deep. He's just going to make sure he takes his medicine, gets his birdie, and gets on out of town. Here's his putt. It is good, but Calzone will cut into this 2-stroke lead. It's now a 1-stroke lead. Brian still has a great shot point advantage. If you remember, on hole number 2, he did get 10,000 GSPs, and he has that in his back pocket in case this is a tie. Look at this shot by Matt. Nice shot, Calzone. That GSPs, it certainly is. He has narrowed the GSP gap. Hits a beautiful javelin into this par 3. Has to get it just barely over this sand trap and let it run up the hill. Nicely done. A little deeper. I think that line was really nice. Had a chance to go in. Let's see if Brian can get it all the way to the hole. Using a 7-wood, that is going to clear. Let it come on down so nicely. More points. This is more points, 14,000 points. So he now has 24,000 points. Matt has 7,000 great shot points. And as you know, we talk about it every week. You've heard Adam say it relentlessly. If this thing is tied after 9 holes relative to strokes, the tiebreaker is great shot points. And right now, Matt should have a 17,000 deficit to make up. Brian doing a good job of keeping that pressure on. 1-stroke lead and 17,000 almost great shot points. Now, here's a tough one. It's a tough one to hole. I like where the pin is with this wind. Matt's going to bring it in with a sniper and beautiful shot. Just high on the high side of this green. That's going to be an easy eagle. Blav with a little bit of a non-straight swipe. Does it work out for him? It does. Perfect, and we will have 2 more eagles. 8-footer for Matt, and Blav is actually closer, according to the game. 2 8-foot putts, 2 eagles. 10 under for Mr. Blav, and 9 under for Calzone. Here is the tough hole. This one is going to be hard to reach with this wind. You've got to get to the very absolute edge of this fairway, which Matt has done perfectly to even have a shot at getting there in 2. Calzone will have an eagle shot at it, and now let's see what Blav has. Goes to the edge of the fairway, perfectly done. We are going to hit a Maniacs. Can it get there? It cannot. Can it stay there for a chip? And it will. It will. So he will have a wedge into this green. Calzone will try to get there in 2. He cannot. That was probably never going to work for either player. Obviously, that's just a long, long way to go into that win. And now we have a good old-fashioned chip-off. Here is Brian just on the high side. Really good effort. Calzone will try the same thing. Throws it up, and it is just short. Put those 2 shots together, and you have an eagle. One's high, one's low, and we have 2 birdies as we go on to hole number 17. Brian Lavoie, a 1-stroke lead on Matt Calderone. Of course, Matt played in the 2020 World Championship. Brian missed out just barely, was in the head-to-head competition week after week. Was not able to crack that nut, but wants to in 2021. Calzone hits a nice shot onto this green. Brian will do the same. The shot was not very difficult. A couple of birdies here, and we are down to 1 hole to move on to the Week 4 head-to-head championship match. Setting the stage, Blav, big GSP lead and a 1-stroke advantage. Calzone with honors. He is going to go up and over. I don't know if that gets there. It does. Beautiful shot by Matt. Blav will go around to the right. He's going to try to bend it, use that wind. This looks beautiful. It is nice. It's a putt-off at this point. And Blav sinks it. He will move on to the championship match. Calzone will drop and will have to try in Week 5. He loses by 1 stroke. A heck of a match. 14 under, 13 under. Blav is in the championship match. You'll see it tomorrow.